What is up everyone? Robin here in the flesh, and today we're going to discuss something a little bit more different than my usual content. We'll be discussing some of my other hobbies. For today in particular, I will be sharing to you my own Venus Flytrap plant. From time to time, we'll be taking a break from gunpla and plastic models so that I'll be able to share you some of the other things that I'm into. So definitely watch out in the future for more topics. With that being said, let's get straight to it. The Venus Flytrap is a carnivorous plant native to the wetlands of North and South Carolina in the United States. It's described as a small herb with leaves forming in a somewhat circular manner, which arises from a short subterranean stem. The most prominent feature of the plant are its traps, located at the end of its leaves, which it uses to catch prey, mostly small insects. I said mostly small insects because any other animal unlucky enough to find itself trapped can also be included in the menu. Each stem can grow to a maximum size of 3 to 10 centimeters, depending on the time of the year, with longer leaves and more robust traps are usually formed after flowering. I've had a fascination for carnivorous plants for the longest time now, particularly the Venus Flytrap, which I find the most fascinating and beautiful amongst the carnivorous plants. And now that I have my very own, I'm just happy to share it with you guys, so that like me, you may find the appreciation for these beautiful and interesting plants. I named my plant Wilhelm after a common German name. I think it's a fitting and strong name for a carnivorous plant. I received him last September as a birthday gift. Shout out to my beloved for such a wonderful and fascinating gift. I'm not actually an expert on this particular kind of plant. In fact, I'm not even an expert on any plant at all. Having said that, I really made an effort into finding out how to properly care for such fascinating plants. As I read more about them, I came across this particular stereotype that they are difficult to grow. I believe they're not. After doing my own research, I found out that there are 3 important factors in keeping the plant alive and healthy. First, use only pure distilled water. Second, know the proper soil for carnivorous plants. And lastly, lots of sun! As long as you don't neglect any of those important factors for your Venus Flytrap, you can expect a healthy and happy plant. Since the plant has evolved to thrive in low mineral soil, it's critical to use only pure water. It's very helpful to use a TDS meter so that you'll be able to measure any dissolved solids or minerals that may be present in the water that you're using. It's best to use water that has a 20 ppm reading or lower. In my case, it's 0, so you know that the water is totally pure. And you can also measure the temperature. For watering the plant, it's best to use the tray method for the Venus Flytrap as shown here. For the soil mixture, I use perlite. I have both sphagnum moss and peat moss here. They can be used interchangeably. They have excellent water retention properties, so that they are the best choice for use in Venus Flytraps. It is absolutely important to know that both the soil and the water must not contain any minerals or fertilizers of any sorts. These plants like it clean and raw. Although their main source of energy is the sun, they can acquire additional nutrients by catching small insects. There are small trigger hairs located inside each trap. When an insect trips one of the hairs, it starts a countdown. And if additional stimulation is present after the first trip, then the trap shuts closed. The more the insect struggles inside, the tighter the seal becomes. until such time that the trap, having started out resembling some kind of a mouth,
becomes a stomach as digestive juices starts secreting from within inside the traps to slowly digest the insect inside.
Delicioso!
Digestion takes about 10 days, after which the prey is reduced to a husk of itself. The trap then reopens and is ready for reuse.
Some weeks before, Wilhelm was actually involved in an accident where he fell over from his position atop because I was getting as much sun as I needed to, and the pot fell over. I was actually very afraid for his safety for a while there.
After that, I was ultimately forced to repot Wilhelm, despite him being only more than a month in my care. It is advisable to repot your Venus Flytrap once a year. The best pots to use are simple plastic pots, as these pots provide insulation from the environment, which helps you avoid exposing your plant to extreme heat or cold. Also, they do not leak any type of minerals to the soil, because Venus Flytrap hates any impurities or minerals. You also need to make sure to keep the soil moist, never let it dry. It's been quite enjoyable taking care and seeing Wilhelm grow. He's a juvenile plant and still has lots of growing to do. I can't wait for him to grow more robust and bigger traps, and for the red tint inside of the traps to be more darker and more prominent. What you're seeing are the older leaves that had begun shedding. As new leaves grow, they become noticeably bigger than the old ones. Before Wilhelm, I never even considered growing or taking care of plants. It feels good having him around. Taking care of him and watching him grow every day brings a great deal of joy and satisfaction to me. A Venus Flytrap is a fantastic addition to any garden. With its unique carnivorous nature, it definitely is a wonderful and interesting plant to keep.
There are plenty of information online which can help you in your very own journey in taking care of your own Venus Flytrap. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it and learned something if you want to take care of your very own Venus Flytrap. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the plant. Are you willing to take care of your very own carnivorous plant? And click here if you want to see my review of the HG RX-782 Gundam, the Origin version, or the 1:700 scale Prinz Eugen, German heavy cruiser model ship. That is all for today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!